But things are, there's more, I think there's more people that are questioning narratives today than there's ever been before, because questioning narratives is something that's like publicly discussed by millions. It's a different thing because of one of the things about the freedom that the internet gives you is like any person can just start a YouTube page and you just need an iPhone or whatever, a fucking Samsung, whatever. You can just a camera. You have the potential to reach everybody. And that weirdness allows people to start talking about all sorts of shit that never is going to make it to Fox News, never is going to make it to CNN, never, ever, ever. But those things will be seen by more people than are watching those things.
Oh, without a doubt.
So what is mainstream now? That's what's weird. Well, because mainstream is talking about wacky conspiracy theories and like how old is Egypt really?
Outrage.
Yeah.
Outrage is mainstream.
That too.
Outrage. You are the great American conversationalist. You will go down in history as the only person in our modern time who would have conversations with people across the spectrum and just not even put your opinion on it. You rarely put you say what you think, but you don't.
My opinion a lot.
But you don't try to. But you leave people in their own value. You say,
well,
hey,
I think the only way to find out what someone really thinks is to let them talk. And some people say, well, you're not pushing back enough. Like, there's a fine line. There's
the
a fine line.
TJs. The TJs.
Yeah, but I think this is what's important. It's like you do find something out when you push back on people. You do.
Yeah.
But you also find something if you allow this person without judgment to extrapolate and to expand and to like, you just try. There's certain times I want to go, shut the fuck up, but I don't. I don't.
It takes a lot of restraint. It's a dumb instinct.
It's a dumb instinct. It doesn't get anybody anywhere. Nobody wants to shut the fuck up. You tell people to shut the fuck up, they get mad at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless I'm joking around with a friend. Like I'll say, shut the fuck up. But like for the most part, that's being playful.
My favorite is a category of people I call the TJs.
The TJs.
The TJs, yeah. The TJs.
What's a TJ?
Well, the TJs, so I made the mistake of saying on No Agenda, I'm going on Joe on Tuesday. So the TJs are the Tell Joes. Tell Joe to talk about this. Tell Joe to have him on. Tell Joe he needs to be orange pilled about Bitcoin. Tell Joe, tell Joe, tell Joe. Can you tell Joe? And I'm like, dude, I'm going on a show. I'm excited to talk to Joe. We're just going to have a chat. Don't tell me what I have to tell him. Tell Joe. It's everyone and their grandmother comes out to tell Joe.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, my goodness.
I hear about that.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's kind of amazing, like what subjects are actually like mainstream now. I mean, if you really look at just the actual numbers, like FTX, the FTX scandal is mainstream.
Fantastic.
Because
I love it.
It's mainstream on the internet. And the internet is where everybody is. So it is mainstream. Even if they're not discussing it very much on, these networks that might have had some sort of a financial tie
could
to
have been.
FTX.
Could have been. I don't know.
Yes. Maybe some of these politicians
197
to look the other way.
197 people in Congress took money from FTX.
What are the coincidences? 197 coincidences.
I'm just saying. It just happens.
What a great move, though. Buy off everybody. But even then, it still doesn't help you if your money runs out. That's a weird little horror game you're playing.
Well,
you could pay off as many people as you can, keep it running, but you better keep that fucking hustle running.
This is so loaded with shit that I don't think we'll ever see the bottom of this pit.
Well, as a guy who's really into crypto, that must be fascinating for you to watch that blow apart, right?
Well, I'm very happy that it blew apart because these are all shit coins. As a guy who was into Bitcoin, not crypto, all of this came after Bitcoin. All of it's shit, and all of it needs to go to zero. And
so you think Bitcoin is the only way?
Well, yeah. No one controls it. There's no CEO. No one can do anything different with it. It just exists. And it kind of exists because of the network of people, because ultimately you don't need any company. You don't even need mining companies. I run 2 miners at home. I print about $1.50 a day. And I love it. It makes me feel in control of my destiny, that I can do things with other people and the government can't tell me what I can or cannot do with my money.
I love that Adam Curry's a Bitcoin miner. It's awesome. That's awesome.
It's fun. It really is. Well,
I'm sure.
But I integrated that into podcasting 2.0. So
$1.25 a day, you say?
$1.50. More at the current prices. It's not about the money. It's more about
fun.
I'm keeping the network alive. I'm part of the network. I'm part of millions of people who believe in what Bitcoin is capable of, and that it's really an escape hatch. When all the shit comes down, if I want to receive value or money, and the government won't let me, or Elon's system won't let me, or PayPal won't let me, whatever it is, I can still transact with someone, and you literally cannot stop that. You cannot stop the transfer of Bitcoin. You can stop buying Bitcoin for dollars. You can stop selling Bitcoin for dollars, but you can't stop me from mining Bitcoin, and you can't stop me from sending it to you or you sending it to me. That can't be. That's unless you turn off the internet, and then it can still work.
Yeah. The fluctuations, though, they don't disturb you. Do you think that eventually that will even out and become more rational? Like the idea that it can drop from 70 to 20, is that ever going to balance out? Is it more stable now than it was initially? It's obviously more valuable than it was initially.
Yes. Well, if you look at the mathematics of it, it is intended to always increase in value.
You know about that dude that lost a hard drive full?
He's an idiot.
And he's paying them to go through the dump?
I literally, the way so if you can remember 12 short words, your Bitcoin is always with you. So I can travel across the world. If I can remember 12 words and I enter those into any random Bitcoin program, my wallet, my money will come right back. There's some people, I don't believe this, but some people who think that if you remember your 12 words, when you die in the afterworld, you'll still have your Bitcoin. If you remember the 12 words. But that's a very unique feature, that you can go anywhere in the world without any technology or whatever. As long as you can remember 12 words, you can have access to your Bitcoin. That's cool.
Someone can get them 12 words out of you.
Yeah, of course they can beat it out of you.
Yeah,
of course.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it could be nasty.
Anybody could just drag your Bitcoin out.
They could. But so that's why you want to have multiple wallets and you want to do other things.
Jesus, Adam Curry. Oh, jeez.
I'm not too worried about that. I just like the idea, and I don't view it as an investment. I mean, every company on NASDAQ and Dow Jones has gone down by 60-70%. So everyone's value is down right now.
Right.
And remember, it's Bitcoin versus the U.S. dollar. When the U.S. dollar gains value, the DXY, which is how they, versus the pound or the euro, then of course Bitcoin is going to be less valuable.
Right.
If the dollar goes down, Bitcoin becomes more valuable. It's two sides of the same coin. When you look at Bitcoin versus dollars, if you just look at Bitcoin as in Bitcoin, then it's still, if you have a Bitcoin, you still have a Bitcoin.